Hey, welcome to another episode of Super FX. This is a musical episode. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Hey,
Hey!
together again. Gee, it's great to be together again. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Matt.
And this is episode number 8. Hey, it's a musical podcast now. We said screw video games. We're going to talk about everyone's favorite form of entertainment, Broadway.
That's right.
We're doing show tunes. We're talking about the latest and greatest in theatrical stage entertainment.
Hey, Tyler. Ask me what I've
Yeah.
been playing recently.
What have you been playing recently, dude?
A musical instrument, not a video game.
Wow. Are there any video games based on musicals?
Based on musicals?
Yeah.
I think so. I mean,
Is there
okay.
Phantom of the Opera, the game?
Here's the thing, right? I can't think of any that are directly based off of a musical off the top of my head, but I can think of some that are based off of properties that later became musicals, so they're retroactively based on musicals.
Wait, like what?
Like Lion King and Aladdin.
Oh, yeah. Are there musicals based on video games?
um,
Like, is there like a Sonic musical, or like a
Maybe not a
Pac-Man
popular one.
musical? Hold on, I'm looking it up. Apparently, there's a Persona 3 musical.
I'm really not surprised about that, actually.
There's also something called 2.5D musical,
I
which
thought
is
you were
some
going to say
Japanese
2 Point
thing.
Hospital again.
Yeah, The Trail to Oregon is a musical.
What?
It actually was off Broadway. Like, it was like actually like a production.
That's kind of cool. How many times do you think they used the died of dysentery joke?
Oh, several. The musical parodies the Oregon Trail. What?
Yeah.
Who is that for? What is the Venn diagram of fans of musicals and fans of video games? Like, is there any overlap?
I mean, it's not that I don't like music. I like musicals. I wouldn't consider myself, quote, a fan of musicals. But, like,
Uh-huh.
I enjoy musicals. I'm not going to go out of my way specifically to pursue, like, watching a musical. If a work happens to be a musical, that's fine.
I really want to find out if there's like Cats the game.
Oh, fuck you. Cat's the game.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, or yeah, like, what's that one? Chicago. I think that one's popular.
That's actually a very interesting question. I never thought about it. Like, because there's a lot of video games based on animated media, and a lot of animated media has, like, musical elements to it, but they're not, like, Broadway musicals.
Well, and lately I feel like there's this trend. I mean, I'm not like super into Broadway or musicals, but I kind of know it, and I feel like lately there's been a trend to do kind of like unorthodox things as musicals. Like, for instance, they did the SpongeBob one. There was
Yeah.
a Broadway SpongeBob musical, which is, kind of weird but fun.
It works.
And yeah, like there was I don't know, like there's a Dr. Seuss one. There's just like all this kind of like, they use weird unorthodox forms of media to make musicals out of, and I'm surprised that there's not more video game musicals. Like, I feel like it's just a matter of time until we see Mario and Luigi the musical.
I mean, considering that there's, like, a Super Mario Brothers movie in the works, I don't know for sure that there's going to be a musical element to that, but that's
Yeah.
a start, maybe.
Yeah.
It would be cool. I mean, the first thing we kind of have to see done is, like, Mario really still doesn't have, like, a full voice. Like, yes, he is voiced by Charles Martinet, but he has never really, like, sat down and spoken a whole bunch of words in a row. Fucking Wario has more billing time than Mario when it comes to that now.
Who do you think would play Mario on a Broadway musical? They got
On a
to they got to
stage?
attract people, right?
Oh, God, I don't even know.
So they need a big name.
Yeah.
I feel like they would try to get like
Russell Crowe.
Like, oh my God, that's even better than what
Yeah,
I
tell
was
me
gonna
he
say.
couldn't
Like,
pull it off.
I was gonna say they gotta get one of the Chris's, like Chris Hemsworth or Chris Evans or Chris whoever, because
I
then
love
you got this like
one of the Chris's.
yeah, oh yeah, and you should get like this ripped dude, this like hunky hunk of a man who like is famous for doing these like Jurassic Park and all these like action movies, Fast and the Furious, whatever it is. And you get him to come on, and he's just ripped Mario, like hunk Mario. Because how else are you gonna sell the tickets? No one's gonna see that.
I would still go see it because I mean, you put the words Super Mario Brothers in the title of pretty much anything that isn't straight up a video game, and I'm like, all right, you've piqued my interest. Let's see how you fuck this up.
Yeah, you bought the cereal, didn't you?
I did bought the cereal, and I bought 2 boxes of it.
Oh, you bought one to send to the video game grading thing, and they're gonna grade it for you,
Yeah,
and they're gonna send it back. Okay, we gotta move on here. What's up? What have you been playing? What video games have been entering your subconscious lately?
I the thing is, I'm so like screwed up with my timeline now because Pokemon is absorbing a lot of my daily waking hours, and I don't remember what I mentioned last time about Pokemon. But I guess I'll mention quickly this time that I moved on to Ruby, so I'm done with Fire Red and Leaf Green, except for trading. And
Nice.
yeah, in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, there are too many Pokemon with a 1% encounter rate. And it took me 5.5 hours to find Surskit, and I wanted to shoot myself.
5.5 hours.
5.5 hours. It's 1%, which, like, the law of large numbers states that I should have found Surskit before even, like, maybe 1 hour. But 5 hours 25 minutes, I think, was the total time that I spent. I had to span it over 2 days because I was losing my mind. But
okay, and you're like doing things in the background, right? Like you're like watching a show or something.
Like, so when I'm playing through the main story, I typically don't watch or like listen to anything else in the background. But if it's just, hey, I have to grind to find a Pokemon that has a low % chance of showing up, then I'll pop on a podcast in the background just because I'm going to be doing repeated work. And let me tell you, I knocked out quite a few podcast episodes of like Super Mega Cast and like the Disc Only podcast and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, power to you.
Yeah, thank you. Having played through Coliseum and XD and gotten all the Pokemon that are required to purify in that game, there are a lot of encounters in Ruby and Sapphire that I just don't even have to worry about because I can trade them from the GameCube games. So like, on one of the early routes, there's the 2 like twin like bug Pokemon, Illumise and Volbeat, and their percentage chances are swapped between Ruby and Sapphire. I think Volbeat is really easy to catch in Ruby, but Illumise is like 1%, and then it's the other way around in Sapphire. So, I don't have to worry about that because I can just trade them from the other game, and then there are Pokemon who just straight up like, it's a 1% chance to catch this in all 3 games, but I got it in XD, so I don't have to care. I can just walk through, which is really nice.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it's still going. Glad those Pokemon. I'm surprised you haven't burnt out yet, because I certainly would have been.
No, I got my 3rd wind basically, so I've been plowing through. It's actually really nice because I haven't revisited the Gen 3 games proper, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, in quite a number of years. So it's been really cool to sit down and enjoy them again. Because I've replayed Gen 1 so damn often, and Gen 2 also, which I think is why it was easy for me to feel burned out when I did my Gen 2 run, and when I started this run with the GameCube games, and Fire Red and Leaf Green really got me burned out, because they're just the Gen 1 games, and I've played them so much. But, not to say that I have little experience with Gen 3, but I think it's the generation I've played the least times growing up. So it's kind of nice to sit down and go through it again, actually.
Every time you talk about Pokemon, like, there's just a small part of me that thinks back to my like elementary school band trips where we'd sit on the back of the bus and play like, I guess at that time it would have been like yeah, probably Gen 3. And there's a small part of me that wants to pick it up, and yeah, like I can play Pokemon again. Like I can get back into this. But I know that I'll put like 10 hours into it and be like, yeah, that's about it for me.
Uh, I mean, you don't have to be crazy like me and go for the full Pokedex. You can just play.
I mean, yeah, oh yeah, but like I've played them all already, so if I'm gonna play them again, I gotta like make sure I have some
You have to
sort
do
of
it for a purpose.
yeah, yeah. That reminds me, I just saw yesterday somebody on my Twitter retweeted Ed Sheeran,
Uh huh.
recording artist Ed Sheeran. I don't know why
Yeah.
this reminded me of this, but
Are
they
there any video
retweeted a
games
tweet.
based on recording artist Ed Sheeran?
I would not be surprised. There's not like Hannah Montana one, so it's probably not that much of a stretch.
That's actually true. Continue.
September 15th, 2011, Ed Sheeran tweets, Pokemon Black for the DS is wicked.
Which
And
at the
somebody on my
time was
timeline
a
just
controversial
retweeted
opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
And there's now, for whatever reason, it's resurfaced. And
Yeah, now everyone loves Gen 5, but back when it first came out, I remember everybody I knew was like, this isn't as good as the last gen.
there's a response from some guy yesterday that says, "A good take, Ed."
Oh, Ed. I think he ever
So
got around to Black
what's up, Ed? Friend of the show, Ed Sheeran. We hear you. We salute you. Keep on keeping on, man.
Yeah, man, seriously. And who's your favorite Pokemon? Drop us a comment if you're watching on YouTube, or send us an email.
Yeah, that would be lovely. You been playing something else? Just Pokemon.
So over the last couple of months, I've been playing a lot of like PC adventure games with my buddy Nathaniel over Discord. And recently
Right.
we finished Conquests of the Longbow: The Legend of Robin Hood, which is an old Sierra point and click from the DOS era. But it was available on Good Old Games, and he really wanted me to try it, so he gifted it to me a few months ago, and we've been going through it. And oh my god, it's so solid! It's one of the best old point and clicks I've ever played. Like really,
Really?
like straight up
And
9 out of
it's
10.
a Sierra one.
It's a Sierra one, straight up 9 out of 10. It's one of their lesser known
Wow.
ones too, and I don't understand why, because it's very good. Like, there's nothing too convoluted. Everything's pretty cut and dry. There's not a whole lot
Yeah.
of humor since it's based on like Robin Hood. It's not really, an origin. I mean, it is an original story to an extent, but it's based on the Legend of Robin Hood. But
Wow.
as a Sierra game, even without a lot of comedy elements, it is very solid. It's super good. I like all the characters. Everyone's written really well, and the manual is included with the Good Old Games purchase. Like, it's a digital copy, and they
Nice,
put
yeah.
like back in the day there was a lot of like piracy issues with copying like PC games.
Oh, you get some feelies in there?
So not feelies necessarily, but you need the manual to finish the game, because some of like the ciphers for codes and little hints about different items in the game are only accessible through the manual. So that's how they did their piracy prevention. And I thought it was pretty
I
cool.
love that shit.
Man, stuff like that is fucking awesome. I do love games with feelies, though. Don't get me wrong. I have a ton of like old PC big box games with feelies, but
Yeah.
not this one.
Yeah. Oh, that's sick. I'll admit that I have not delved really big into the deep pit of point and click adventures.
Yeah.
I've played.
It's a big hole.
Yeah, I've played Pajama Sam, and I've played who's his friend?
Freddy Fish.
Freddy Fish. Oh, no, the fox. Who's the fox?
Oh fuck it! I don't remember.
It's like Danger Fox or something.
I don't
Anyway.
remember. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And then there's like the the LucasArts ones.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Guybrush Threepwood. He's my boy.
Hell yeah.
So I've done the standard ones, but beyond that, like I feel like there's this deep realm of like Sierra games and stuff that I have never delved into, and I think it was just like a little bit when I was kind of in the age of my life where I would be playing something like that. I was just a little bit too old, and Pokemon was coming out, and all this other stuff was coming out. So I was just there was not enough interest.
Yeah.
But now I really should go back and play some of that. How long did it take you to get through it?
Um, it's a little fuzzy to put together because we did it like once every couple of weeks for a couple of months. So I would say if I had to guess how long the playtime was total, I think it was maybe only like 12 hours.
Oh yeah, that's not bad
Yeah.
at all. Yeah, maybe I should pick a game. All right, put it in the comments. What game should Tyler play? What point and click game, Sierra game or other, should Tyler pick up and play? Because I feel like I'm missing out.
You definitely are missing out. Point and clicks are fucking rad, and I think they're one of the best kinds of single player experience that you can spread to play with more than one person, because you can give people lines of dialogue, and when it comes to puzzles, which a lot of point and clicks have, you have all this brain power in the same room, so you can get through it a lot faster if you have more than one person working on it.
Well, let's play a game. We can do one together.
We can. Oh, that would be fun. Actually, that would be really fun.
Yay! Yay! Friend game.
What about you though? What have you been playing?
I'm still working on Crypt of the Necrodancer and Mario Golf. Actually, the update came through on that. Whoo boy! You know what you get in that update? You get New Donk City as a multiplayer map. It might be in the story mode. If it is in the story mode, I'm not that far yet. But you also get my love, my bae, Toadette. She shows up to play some golf. She was already in the game. She just wasn't a playable character, which tells me the model was made and she's in it. So it just kind of took a second for them to, let's take her out so she can be a downloadable character later. But I was really stoked for that. So Toadette's my when you're playing Mario Kart, you're playing whatever, I always pick Toadette every single time. I
always pick Rosalina, so I get it. We all have our bae.
Mine just happens to be reminiscent of a fungi, but that's fine.
Yeah. Who's your bae? Drop your interesting or creative responses in the comment section down below, or on Facebook, Twitter, or Google Plus.
And I want to be clear here. We're not talking specifically. These are not waifus. These are video game baes.
Yes, not waifu. Yes, there's a big difference. Don't add us in the comments unless you'd like to.
So I've been finishing those up. Still having a lot of fun. Lauren and I actually picked up last night. We were playing Towerfall, which I think I talked about a few episodes ago. I got Unlimited Run. They did an issue of that. And I hadn't played it for some time. So Towerfall was, I believe it was like a PC only for a long time, and then it came out on Ouya. And then that was like the one big Ouya game. Yeah. And that was like the one game, people were like, okay.
Amazing Frog?
Yeah. They were like, if you're going to get an Ouya, you're going to have some friends over to play Ouya, you can play Towerfall. That's the good game on there.
Yeah.
And that's where your $100 on your Ouya went. And so I never had an Ouya. I never bought into it, and
I unfortunately
probably should
did.
at some point. I probably should pick up an Ouya. So I never really did play much of it. A couple years ago, I think I picked it up on Steam and played it with some friends for an evening or whatever, but never really got too big into it. But dang, Lauren and we got very invested into it last night. We played a couple rounds of Mario Golf, and I was like, okay, let's play Towerfall because I haven't played it yet. There's a quest mode that we played. There's a handful of different modes, and essentially the premise of the game is it's not a scroll. It's a platformer, but you're not scrolling. You're all on one screen, kind of akin to Smash Brothers almost. But it's very archery based. The main weapon that you have, every character has is a bow and arrow, and you are trying to attack each other, with the bow and arrow. But you can also jump on each other's heads, and there's power-ups that come by, and there's environmental hazards and that kind of thing. It's very fast-paced. It's very hectic, and it's the type of game where they're gonna, after everybody dies and a winner is declared, round 2 starts within a second. So it's really, really quick and fast-paced, and it's really easy to get into another match, which I really appreciate. I freaking hate it. Even in Smash Brothers, it's kind of bad for this, where the match ends.
Oh,
you
yeah,
go
you
in.
go back to the ring, and you have to
not even that. You gotta wait for them to do the little.
they
They gotta do the claps. and you're listening to the music, the winner is, right? And you're hitting
Yeah.
A, it goes back to the character select, you pick your character again,
And your stage.
this is, yeah, this is not that. This is very much like, you want to go again? Sure, we're going.
Yeah.
And it's really good that way. So I appreciate that. But one of the modes that they have is quest. And quest mode is kind of like a boss rush in a way, or like a horde mode almost, where there's like maybe 7 or 8 different waves. And it's just me, like two players, one to two players, and you fight, whatever enemies come on screen, and you kind of keep going. And then the last one might be like a little more like boss kind of area or stage.
Mm-hmm.
And we played through the entirety of it last night in one
Yo.
sitting. And there is DLC that we started to unlock some of the DLC content, which is not really DLC at this point because it's been out forever. Like, what do you call
Yeah.
DLC that's just been, it's been out for years. It's like part of the game now.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't get to many of that stuff, but all like the main storyline stuff, we beat it in one sitting. So it wasn't a ton of it, but we had a ton of fun with it. Very good co-op, kind of easy sit-down experience if you're looking for something like that. We had a ton of fun with it, and we're definitely going to go back to it. We went back upstairs and Lauren was like, wow, that game was actually really fun. Which she did not say about Mario Golf. So yeah,
Well,
I'll take that as you will.
maybe I should try that with Jackie because I feel like that's the kind of game we could get into also.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's easy, right? Like it's like if your partner, or if you're playing with a friend or a kid maybe, who is somebody who is not interested in learning some like very deep mechanics of this game that they're only going to play once.
Yeah.
It's like two buttons, right? It's like there's you jump and attack,
Mm-hmm.
you move. And there's a dodge. You can dodge, but even if you can play the whole thing without ever using the dodge. So it's like super super easy, pick up and play. Not much to it, but there's a surprising amount of depth in terms of you learn what the enemies do and the best way to kill the enemies really quickly. But then as you go into the next stage, it's gonna be new enemies and they're gonna do different things. Like there's one guy, I don't know what this thing is, but it's a diamond guy,
Okay.
and you kill him, and then he shoots arrows in an X formation, and so you gotta kill the dude and then be prepared for his like death blow arrow thing to happen. Don't know what his name was, but we just affectionately started calling him X-Man. Because in the moment you don't want to learn the dude's name because you're just
Yeah.
playing, right?
It's more
And
fun
so
to
we're
give them your
we're
own
just
name
yelling at
anyway.
each other like, yeah, just oh shit, I got killed by X-Man. Or like, watch out, X-Man's coming. So all of the guys, all these enemies, we just started giving names to, like very unintentionally. It just
Yeah, they just
in
come
the
out when you're in the
moment.
heat of the moment.
Oh yeah, so that we there was Bird, there was Ninja Guy,
Bird.
there was Blob, and there was X-Men. So yeah, in the moment you name these guys, and it was a lot of fun. So I really would recommend that you pick it up. It's not really something I think I play solo. I don't. There is single player modes. I think in all of the modes you can play single player, but certainly not something that I would do. I would certainly play with a friend or play with multiple friends if your jurisdiction allows you to have those people in your home.
Yeah. Guys, be safe out there. Don't go against your jurisdiction.
Yeah, certainly not. That's Towerfall. Play it. It's good.
All right. I will. Fuck you.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know if there's online. We might be able to play. I didn't look to see if there's a internet multiplayer. If there is, we can play that.
Let's figure it out when you're back from your series of days. I almost always say weekend away, but it's not the weekend anymore, so
It's
I
not
can't
the
say
weekend.
that. It's like your series of
Well,
days away from home.
yeah, Lauren. Lauren's a teacher, so when you're in summer break, like that's the time to do everything.
Yeah.
Because that's the only time she has, right? Like she's got a couple like couple small breaks here and there for stat holidays or Christmas and things during the year. But it's like a one and done typically. It's rare for her to have like a full week kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, summer vacation for her is like, okay, we got to do all this stuff that we've been planning, and we have 2 months to do it. So let's go. Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, our trips and stuff happen midweek. They happen on weekends sometimes. It's whenever we can go.
Hey, I'm just glad that you guys are having a good time
Oh, it's lovely. It's a
without
lovely
me.
time. Yeah, I know. We're gonna have to get you out here one day. We're staying out in the Rocky Mountains of Canada, and it's just lovely. The last time we were out here was very smoky. There's a lot of forest fires that are going on in Canada, and I think in the U.S. at the moment as well. Probably in California, I imagine.
Yeah.
They've been hit as well. But in British Columbia here, they have a ton of forest fires that is bringing a ton of smoke over into Alberta, and it's been rough. I know there's been a lot of people who are affected, so it's really terrible. Every kind of summer it seems that this kind of thing is happening now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the smoke comes over, and it's just like you can't. The air quality is bad, but the worst part is that you don't get any like scenery. The whole point of coming here is that you like, wow, there's mountains. Like, where do you get that? And you can't see them, right? When it's smoky, it's like super like smoggy
Oh,
and
that
just like
sucks.
hazy. Yeah, and so you go outside and you're like, where are the mountains? Like, all I see is just gray.
They said they were gonna be here.
Yes, so it's a lot better now. We got some good views and stuff, and I'm hoping, if that's the case, that means that some of the fires that are going on,
Are getting figured out.
yeah, are,
Yeah.
are kind of calming up. But who knows?
Well,
Well, that's forest fire news. Should we move on to gamer news with a Z, or it legally doesn't count?
yeah, sure. With a Z, or it legally doesn't count. That's because that's what you said, right? With a Z. All right.
Yeah, I
Um,
said the proper term for that letter.
yeah, sure you did, liar. Anyway.
I know you want to talk about your big buddy, your favorite guy in the world, Tommy.
Oh yeah. So as we mentioned, Tommy Tallarico a couple of times in the last few episodes of the podcast, and I wasn't going
Tommy's
to
in a
mention.
pickle.
So he did something else that I was thinking about mentioning last time, but I was like, no, that's too much Tommy for one podcast. Nah, I mean, but but he's at it again. The man is unstoppable. He keeps digging himself a shallow grave. And he can't wait to jump right in. So the thing that I skipped over last week, and I touch upon this very quickly, because I mentioned, I was so excited about the Intellivision Amico, and then he got a spot at E3, which I was like, wow, yo! And then I got a little sad because Tommy Tallarico threatened to sue somebody, and then I got more sad because last week, the thing I skipped over was, a little while ago, Tommy Tallarico, and apparently he's also done this in the past, and I just didn't know. He's had some very vitriolic, and I do mean vitriolic with a capital V, things to say about his competitors and detractors of the Amico, calling them literally, quote, gaming racists, and saying that if you want your rape games and your children in provocative positions, go buy a Nintendo Switch. So, yeah. Yeah.
Tommy, what kind of games are you finding out on your Switch, man? Because I'm browsing that eShop and I'm not seeing any of this kind of thing, Tom.
So he has said that not just recently, but apparently he said that like a year ago too. But anyway, all this influx of stuff about the Intellivision Amico just for me to a couple of days ago on August 7th at midnight exactly, because I guess these are automated, I received an email to my Gmail account, and it's from our boy Tommy Tallarico. So this is from, I'm subbed to the Intellivision updates because I was actually really excited about the Amico. There's a part of me that still is. I'm just not happy with Tommy Tallarico himself. But Intellivision pre-order update. The team at Intellivision has been working tirelessly to bring Amico, our family-focused entertainment system, to eager households around the world. We've grown to a strong and stable company of more than 60 passionate team members spanning 3 continents, representing some of the industry's best talent. All of us are extremely excited to share the Amico with you. We originally planned to launch Amico in the fall of 2020, but had to adapt during the midst of the global pandemic, disrupting our production. I'm going to pause here to insert that they had to delay because of the pandemic, so they moved it to April 2020. and then that got delayed again to the launch date that they announced at E3, which was October of this year, 2021. And I'll continue. Despite our best efforts and now facing new unprecedented international component supply and logistics challenges beyond our control, we want to apologize as we are forced to push our desired launch date yet again.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And then it goes on. It goes on to basically say, like, we're still focused and determined to deliver these pre-ordered units by the end of the year, XYZ. They didn't give another launch date. They just said this one is now delayed again, so that spot at E3 and all this bullshit about suing people and, like, all the stuff that Tommy Tallarico has said that has been incendiary is all for no reason. Either that, or this is now happening because Tommy Tallarico is under fire, and they're just using the excuse about logistics and international supply. So...
yeah. It sounds like, this... Intellivision's got some PR doing some hurdles at the moment.
Oh yeah,
they're running through.
With their feet glued to the ground.
Oh yeah, they're going for gold medal. They're like, we're ready. We're gonna bring home that Olympic gold. And then some guy put a big old hurdle in front of them, and they're like, well, we gotta jump that. And now Tommy Tallarico's gonna put like 50 hurdles in front of them, and so now it's not looking like they're gonna make that gold medal as so much anymore because they gotta jump all these things.
My friend Chris put it pretty succinctly when I told him about this the other day. He was like, that shit ain't coming out. Straight up. And I was like, you know what? I kind of won't be surprised if it doesn't. A lot of passion projects like these do get canceled, but this is the one that seems to have been going on the longest and the strongest, if you'll forgive my rhyme, although this is the musical podcast. So like, I don't know. Is this thing actually going to come out? It's been delayed 4 times now.
Yeah, I think Chris has hit the nail on the head there. It does not seem like this. Does it exist? Is there a physical Amico in the world?
I think it's just the prototype that they show in the trailers. And you know what? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, most of the trailers of the Amico don't even show off the console. I think it's just Tommy Tallarico standing in front of a green screen, going, "Hey, it's me, and here's the thing."
So what I'm hearing is that somebody got out, the 3DS Max or, the Blender, and they made a little mock-up of a console, and they're like, here, Tommy, this is your thing that you ordered. And there has not been a physical thing that's actually been created at this point. So it feels like if at this point that's the case, I feel like I don't know if it's coming out, dude.
I don't understand. This thing is like Tommy Tallarico is a very accomplished and very wealthy individual in the video gaming community. So I really don't understand precisely why this very underpowered compared to the top 3 big dog consoles little passion project still hasn't come to light. I don't get it. It's a very, very... if the Ouya can come out, why can't this?
I guess because the Ouya wasn't run by a gentleman who insists on insulting everybody who says anything even slightly mean to him.
See, that's the thing. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but there is a part of me that's like, there has to at least be a little bit of like backlash inside the reason for the delay.
Yeah.
Like October's only 2 months away, and I feel like considering everything that Tommy has said and done just in the past, 1 month, there's not enough time for that to fizzle out and go away in time for the release. So maybe that is a factor in the push.
Yeah. With the global chip shortage that's going on right now, I understand there being delays for that. I just don't know if everything that's gone down. I feel like there's just more to it.
Again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I'm only saying that because I think it would be interesting and funny if that were really the case. Because I think realistically speaking, yeah, like international component supply and logistics challenges is basically just corporate buzzword for, hey, there's a global chip shortage. So, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of uh, passion project consoles
Yeah.
that have been going through some issues actually existing.
Hmm.
I ordered a Playdate.
Oh,
The
you got to do
Playdate
it.
I did, yeah. So the Playdate went up for pre-order on a couple week and a half ago. The kind of shipping estimate that they started with was late 2021.
Hmm.
And then after a certain point, they had enough orders in. I think it was something like 20,000. Then it went back to 2022. And they did say that there is a 2023 batch that they did not hit. So that one's, if you order a Playdate now, apparently, as far as I'm aware, as of this recording, you will get it in 2022. I did get in the late 2021 batch,
Nice.
which I'm pretty stoked about. However, there was a snafu. Upon going to order it, it says like, oh, Playdate orders are going on, July 29th or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Go online at 10 a.m. and you can order one. So I do that. I do what they say. And I go inside and I put my address in, and I say, hey, I want one of these things. And it says, we don't ship to Canada. And
Oh,
this was a
come
surprise to me
on.
because to this point, they said, we are doing international orders. If you live in the following list of countries, which Canada was one, you can order a Playdate, and we'll ship it to you. It's just going to cost a little extra for the international shipping, and that's fine. I'm used to that. So I go to do it, and it says, no, can't do it to Canada. Sorry. And I'm like, what on earth? What is going on here?
Hmm.
And so at this point, it's like 5 minutes past the hour. And so I'm like, well, I really want to make sure I get one. And so I did what any rational human being would do. And I just changed the address and I put Matt's address in it.
Oh, this is the first I'm hearing.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't tell you.
That's okay.
But my Playdate's coming to your house at some point in late 2021.
I was gonna say, like, I was literally just about to say too, like, oh, you should have used my address, but you did. So
Yeah, I
we're
did.
Good. We're good. Yeah, for all intents and purposes, I
Which
think
is
you
great,
already
because
know
when
you don't even really need my permission to do that. I don't mind doing that for you. So it's just funny that you didn't tell me until just now.
Yeah. So when I'm down there, for Magfest or for Retro World or whatever it is,
Yeah.
I'll get it from you then. So it
Yeah.
turned out the Twitter was started kind of popping off, but it turned out that they had a problem with their international orders. I guess like, they said something about our international uh, shipper or whoever had an issue, and their system fell over. The official tweet said, "We just learned that our shipping service, their international shipping system, fell over because another brand also launched a major product at the same time as ours." So I guess the issue here is now there's all of these international customers who were not able to order one, and now
Yeah.
that they fixed the system and they are able to order one, they are all in that 2022 bucket. So now nobody internationally was able to get a late 2021 batch of a Playdate, which is pretty
Boners.
frustrating.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like it's pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
So I feel like last I saw, they had tweeted something about. Like sorry, that sucked. We're looking into what our options are, but as it stands, like the way that it worked, the way that these ordering systems work, is that once you get through that bucket, you're into the other bucket, and now you've guaranteed this late 2021 shipping date to all of these orders, all of these domestic orders, American orders, who like are valid orders, So they
Yeah.
can't just go in and be like, oh, sorry, like you ordered one, you got it for late 2021, but our international thing messed up, so we're pushing your order back and getting some international ones in. Like they can't do it, right? Like it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're gonna do. If I had to guess, they might, do some sort of like ambassador program, kind of like the 3DS, where it's like, oh, if you're an international customer, then maybe you get an extra free game, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like, obviously a kind of a botched pre-order.
Yeah, I would call that botched. I mean, it's minor, but it is still a botched launch
Yeah,
or botched
yeah.
pre-order, I
So
guess.
passion project homebrew handheld consoles. They all have their issues. It
Yeah.
happens to all of them. Some of them come out, some of them don't. It's looking like the Playdate's actually going to come out. Yeah, I'm
we
really
hope
excited for
so.
it. I'm trying my best to avoid spoilers. The way the handheld works is they issue new games. I want to say it's every week or every 2 weeks maybe, and they'll just download automatically to the console.
Hmm.
And obviously like very kind of simplistic games, all in black and white. And it's not even like contrast black and white. It's like you get white and you get black. Like there's no in between.
Yeah, I was
So
after you mentioned it last episode. I looked into it, and it's basically like a Tamagotchi screen. I mean, it's not really a
yeah,
Tamagotchi screen, but like that's the feel it gives me.
yeah, and they did say there's some review units, so it does physically exist.
Yeah,
Some media got some like press preview units, and what they were saying is that the contrast is exceptionally high, which makes it so it's like there was a picture I saw, and I'm sure if you Google it, you can find it. There's a picture I saw of a Game Boy next to a Playdate, and neither of them have a backlit, and they're both black and white screens or grayscale screens, and the Playdate is just so much brighter, even though it doesn't have a backlight. It's like the contrast is so much
contrast
higher
is good.
that
Yeah,
it like you're not gonna have to sit under a lamp, or get a worm light to play it.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
really looking
It
forward to
really
my
does look
Playdate.
impressive.
I think you wanted to talk about our favorite physician, Dr. Mario,
But yeah, this is
and
just
how
something small. Go ahead.
physician Mario's world is not really.
Yeah, so Podiatrist Mario World is unfortunately being canceled in November. So I think we've talked about this before. It's in our like description on our website. But Tyler and I play Dr. Mario with each other quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's my favorite puzzle game, hands down. I don't know if it's yours, Tyler. Is
I
it?
don't know. I mean, it's my favorite because I can play with you. You
Oh,
know,
baby.
like it's the one game we can play. My favorite puzzle game is Tetris, but
Okay.
like in terms of like,
Multiplayer.
uh, I mean Tetris is multiplayer really. So I don't know. Okay, let's just it's my second favorite. I'll still call it my second favorite.
Okay, Tetris is up there on the list for me, but Dr. Mario is my favorite puzzle game. I've played every single Dr. Mario release that's ever come out, but I love straight up just the original, playing with Tyler especially. Um, so when Nintendo announced Dr. Mario World as an Android and iOS app, I was super stoked because it's my favorite puzzle game and I could take it with me wherever the hell I want. It's a little bit different, but I really grew to fall in love with it. I don't play a whole lot of mobile games except to kill time, but I was finding myself loading up Dr. Mario World even when I didn't have time to kill. I actually loved it that much. And I've sunk in so many hours into it, and now they're just going to kill it off in just a couple of months. And there's a part of me that understands why they're doing that because like maybe it isn't as popular with other people as it is with me, but like goddamn, dude, like this is a really fun mobile game and I really enjoy it. I don't want to see it go away.
It's the age old mobile game problem, right? Of they decide they don't want to support it anymore.
Yep.
It doesn't have the player base, and I get that, right? It's a business decision, right? Let's say that they have a player base of I don't know what 100 users, and it's not making them any money anymore. Um, they now have to, new phones come out, new devices come out. They have to update the game so it's compatible, and it doesn't make business sense, right? Like, it doesn't make sense for them to pour money into this thing that's not giving them the return on investment. So
Yeah.
they kill it, and it sucks. Like, it absolutely sucks. And I wish there was a way that we had some sort of centralized preservation system for these kind of things, because once it's off those app stores, like, it's pretty much
It's
gone. There
gone.
are ways to back up the APKs and stuff like that for Android. Like, there's ways to do it, but when the servers are shut down, like, most of these games require that internet authentication, right? So
Yeah, they do.
you turn on the game and it says, hey, we can't connect, and that's it. You can never play it again. And it's
Yeah,
just like
that's it.
there's hours and hours and hours. I think about all of the devs and the artists who worked their butts off on these games, and they spent all their time, going home to their kids at night. They come back to the office. They're working on Dr. Mario World. Like, they're busting their ass. And it's out for a few years, and then you can never play it again. You can never, this game that they poured their life and soul into for years, probably can't
Yeah.
play it again.
Like
It just sucks.
I totally understand, and you make an interesting point, and it's a valid point too about as a business, this is a pretty correct decision given the amount of money the game is probably making. I mean, it's a couple of years old at this point. I remember Jackie and I had only really just first started dating when it first came out, so that's about 2.5 years ago, roughly, and yeah, and I love it, but at the same time, I can understand that in 2.5 years, its popularity has waned. But this brings up another kind of, it's something about video games and video games as an art form that I really believe in. We need to be able to preserve games like this because at the end of the day, yes, it is a product that is designed pretty much specifically to make money for the manufacturer, and whether or not the consumer considers it art isn't real. That doesn't really matter to Nintendo. They just, they're making money at the end of the day. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of us do consider video games art, and at this point, I don't even consider it a matter of opinion. It's art. So many people work on it. They put their heart and souls into it. It is an art form, and to see these games, whether you like them or you don't like them, whether they make money or not, just show up and then disappear from the ether, never ever to be experienced again, except for what footage might exist of them on YouTube or other websites that stream video. That's very depressing.
Yeah. Oh, it's crushing. Imagine how those folks feel, right? Like I said, you spend a good chunk of your life working on this stuff, and then it's out for a little bit, and then it's gone, and you can never play it again, right?
Yeah. At least Dr. Mario World had a good run. I mean, 2.5 years, almost 2.5 years, pretty good. It's not like Mario 35 that was around for the blink of an eye.
Yeah. And that's intentional. That's
more people played that game than Dr. Mario World. I'm willing to bet.
Yeah. Oh, I'm certain. Yeah. Brutal stuff. I mean, I don't have much else for news. Blizzard continues to be a shitty company. They got rid of the CEO. They lost their sponsor Kellogg's. So right on, Kellogg's. All the power to you. We hear you. We're with you, Kellogg's.
Yeah. I'm a cornflake man.
Dropping that Blizzard sponsorship. Hey, Kellogg's, we heard that you had some sponsorship money that's freed up now. So you can drop us a line. That's hi@superfxpodcast.com.
We'll also take any free cornflakes. I love
certainly.
cornflakes. Definitely send them my way. Can't get enough of that cornflakes.
Absolutely. Next episode, we hope to introduce you to the new Kellogg's Perfect Presents Super FX.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Kellogg, drop us a line.
Yes, please.
I talked about my pickups this week already. I mean, it was the Playdate, really. Other than that, I know you wanted to talk about Esterland.
Yeah. So I was watching a video on YouTube by Steven Vlog, which is the vlog channel of a Let's Player I like, Steven Plays. And there was an episode that he released from 2018, because he's doing this weird split timeline thing. It's not worth mentioning, but basically there are videos coming out now that he never got a chance to release from 2018. So we're getting concurrent videos, and we're also getting videos from 2018 at the same time. They come out sporadically. So there's a video from 2018 where he and his wife are on a road trip, and they're just stopping off at a bunch of game stores across the eastern United States because they're trying to complete the GameCube library. And as they're passing through Virginia, they talk about this place called Starland, which is basically a warehouse full of video games, and they do, to an extent, sell right out of the store, but that building is there as their warehouse for their online storefront, which is where their business really is. So I was interested, so I looked it up, and it's straight up just an online mom-and-pop retro game store. And
amazing.
Their prices are amazing as well. They're really close to, if not lower than at sometimes, price charting. They're very clear about what is included with anything that you buy. So, like, if you click on a certain game that they have in stock, which is another thing, too, they have stock, like a game store. You can't just buy any game you want. They have to have it in their inventory, but they do let you know whether or not a game is in stock, and you can click to have it notify you if a game comes in that you're looking for. But you'll click on a game, and it'll be like, okay, we have like 6 copies of this game, and it'll be like 3 of them are loose, no box, no manual. 2 of them have the box but no manual, and 1 of them just has the manual with the card. And, like, that's super cool. But the one thing that was a little bit, I guess it made me hesitate at first was there aren't any photographs of anything. So for a collector like
work.
me, yeah, I guess so. I mean, with a big inventory like that. But at the same time, you know, if I'm going to spend money to have something shipped to me, I don't want to have to go through the whole rigmarole of returning it if it's in terrible shape.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
So I did a little bit of research, and I was able to find their like about section that says, quote, and I'm actually paraphrasing a little bit because I can't be asked to go look it up again, but all of their, I think they said DVDs, hardware and software are guaranteed to be in great condition, and everything is guaranteed for 90 days, so if I don't like it, I can return it no matter what. So I was like,
and
all
they
right.
ship to Canada.
And they do ship to Canada, which I thought was super cool. So I told Tyler
placed an order.
Did you really?
I did, yeah. I picked up what did I get? I got Slalom on NES. You were talking about your Black Label stuff, and I was like, I should probably get on that. So I got Slalom, I got Mach Rider, and then I got Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Nice.
On an NES. The shipping was reasonable. It wasn't amazing, but definitely reasonable. When I had one NES cart in my cart, it was like $6 USD. Which I think the domestic shipping was $2 USD.
Yeah, domestic shipping was
$2. An extra $4 USD. Yeah, I mean, we got free healthcare, so like it all evens out, right?
Yeah.
But once I added a couple more games, it went up to 12 USD, which again a little high for international shipping. But it's international shipping, and there's tracking. I don't know where the tracking is. They do tell me I get tracking. However, I have not received an email yet.
If you don't get an email, so that's actually another thing I wanted to talk about was everything is done on their website under your account. You never receive any emails from them, which is either good or bad depending on how you feel about emails from companies. If you log into your account and scroll down, there's a little section for your previous orders, and if you look up your most recent order, it'll have the tracking number on it. You just copy and paste it into whatever app you want to use.
Okay. So I don't think they've published it yet because it's not there, but I'll wait.
Yeah, but
we'll see what happens.
I was very interested, so I ordered a copy of Cool World for Super Nintendo. Which
nice,
which I kind of always wanted to play because I've never seen the movie, but I've been told that it's a cult classic and it was like terrible when it first came out. But I really wanted to experience the game, and I think it's cool that so many video games came out during the SNES and NES eras that they had like no shortage of supply for ideas at that time because they could just take any little thing that came out on TV or like even books and animated specials, and they were just fucking plopping them into a video game. And
and they always had the title Cool because you had Cool World and the sequel Cool Spot.
Yes, of course. No, I thought Cool Spot was the prequel.
Oh, is that how it goes? The Spot turns into the guy? Is that something like that?
No, that's I Want to Be the Guy. Totally different series.
Oh, it's Jesus.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's way later. That's way past the SNES era. But anyway.
Lots of cool games back then.
Yeah, lots of cool games. But it showed up very quickly. It only took 3 days, and that's because it's domestic. I don't know how long it'll take to get to Tyler, but it really was in great condition, like straight up, like 10 out of 10 for my tastes. I didn't even bother cleaning it because it looked immaculate. I just put it straight up on the shelf. It was awesome. Nice. So I immediately, I ran to Jackie and I was like, Look at this! It's amazing! And I didn't have to leave my house!
It's cool.
It is cool. It's really cool to have something like this. I do love the feel of walking into a game store. And having worked at one before, that atmosphere is very enchanting to me. Being around games and similar-minded people who like games and can help you with games. Just kind of looking around the store, like it's a library. It's really nice. But to have the option just to browse online and like, oh, okay, here is a video game that I want. They have it in stock. All the conditions and what's included are decently listed. I know the price. No one's price gouging me because I'm not on eBay. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great option to have. You're right. I like going to my local game store as much as I can. Support your local game stores. They're all going kind of the way of the dodo, sadly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of up to us to make sure, as lovely as the online shopping is, make sure you go into your local game store, buy some games from the local game store.
Yeah.
Of which it seems that this is honestly one that does have just happens to have an online store as well. So happy to support them.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, guys, check out estarland.com. Pretty cool.
It's not a sponsorship. We're not sponsored. They're not paying us.
Yeah,
we're paying
we're not
them.
sponsored. I just yeah, we sure
But if
are.
they want to pay us,
hi, that's hi at superfxpodcast.com. Yeah, the only other thing I really wanted to talk about as far as pickups was Jackie and I went to Flashback Gaming, which is a store a little bit further away from where we live than like most anything else that we would ever go to. It's in, I think it's in East Northport, which is about like 25 minutes away. So it's a little bit of a drive, but it's worth it because I really like the staff there. And they posted on their Facebook recently that they got in a copy of Fire Emblem for Game Boy Advance, which I've wanted
nice.
ever since I became a collector. And no store I've ever gone to has ever had a copy. I've seen it at conventions here and there, but I always passed it up to get something rarer or more important that you never see even more so. But finally, I had the extra money, and I was like, damn it, let's do it! So we drove there, and I got Fire Emblem, and I also got Gargoyle's Quest for Game Boy, which I've also wanted for a while, and it's a little uncommon, so hell, why not?
Mm-hmm.
So
nice,
that was
dude.
fun. Yeah, when you come to visit for MAG, you should come down for like an extra day or so, either before or after, so we can go like hit up all the stores in the area, because now that I have clout, having worked for Trading Post... I'm serious. I'm trying not to brag, but like that's real. Like everybody knows me, so
it's a family.
I'm getting discounts.
You get the friends and family discount. That's all.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, and so I come down and I say, hey, my friend's got clout. Give me it.
Oh my god, the guy from Final Fantasy VII?
No. That's Cloud with a D. My friend's got one of those, but we're talking about Clout with a T.
Yes, D. My favorite chord of all time, because this is the musical episode. And with that being said, guys, that'll do it for this show. Yeah, cool, right? Musical episode. Everything went as planned. To learn more about Super FX, you can visit our website, superfxpodcast.com. And you can find our show wherever you find your other favorite podcasts, including Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And you can also follow us on social media, including Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook at superfxpodcast.com. No, I'm screwing this up. It's just at SuperFX Podcast. Please reach out with any comments or questions on social media, or by sending us an email. Hi, that's hi, at superfxpodcast.com. Brands, I hope you're listening. If you like what we're
Mr.
doing
Kellogg.
and you'd like to support us, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/superfxpodcast. Guys, if you're listening on YouTube, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, help us out by rating and reviewing our show. And a big special thanks to Kenny Martin for our theme song. You can find him at Kenma, that's KENMA.bandcamp.com. And a special thanks to you. Guys, thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.